here we are. Rachel, is it not the absolute busiest time to start a podcast?
I mean, it's the most perfect time, right?
So we both work in the NFL. Just so everybody gets to know who we are. Rachel, tell us who you are.
My name's Rachel Lee, and yes, this is a busy time for the both of us. I cheerlead for the Bengals, so we have our first preseason game. And Misty works with a lot of the team and other athletes, which I'm sure you'll go into in a moment. But I mean, we are super excited for tomorrow. But it's been a lot kind of leading up to the season. So it's like go for us, right?
Nonstop. Like literally on the way to get here to get this very first podcast done, I literally just finished up with a handful at the office, running back, and they're laughing. They're like, why do you have so much makeup on your face? They are not used to seeing Misty look like this. So it was like, listen, I've got a new project. We're going to be telling everybody about it soon, but we are finally doing it. So here we are. NFL season is starting, and we are also starting our podcast. I think Rachel and I have known each other for 4 or 5 years, somewhere in there. So anyways, we have become really great friends. This was a great idea that we had. And we have so many sports stories that aren't even necessarily score related or like play related or any of that stuff, but we have some fun stuff coming up on all these episodes. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Me too. Okay, so tell me, because I'm curious. So like, what was your like first impression of me? Like, what do you remember from us like meeting for the first time? And I'll kind of give you my like thoughts as well.
Oh my gosh. So, okay, we're gonna just roll.
Rewind.
I was working for our professional soccer team, and I also had a private practice. But anyways, a gentleman that she knew on the team came to me and said, I want to get my girlfriend in to see you. Like, she cheers for the NFL, and she's always got some neck pain. I'm like, yeah. Bring her to me. So she comes to the office, and there's this 5 foot, like 20 inches taller than me girl that comes in, and I'm like, she's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Anyways, like instantly we're chatting our faces off. The entire appointment goes by, and we have talked through the whole thing. And I'm like, okay, I kind of feel like I've known her for like 10 years. And
True.
I was like, hey, we probably should like talk a lot more. She's like, let me tell you about Hairspray, and you should do this. And I love this, and la 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 la. And I'm like, best friends ever.
So true.
Rachel, what did you think about me?
So yes, that definitely happened. I mean, it's really hard when you are, even like working out or just being active, and you get older, you get to that age, you're like, oh my God, my body aches. Like, I don't know what to do. So I've been looking around for a really long time, trying to find somebody. And, so I was so lucky to get in to Misty, who's a sports massage therapist, and she is amazing. So I was fortunate to get in, and I was like, oh my gosh, she is so cool. Like, so down to earth. We chatted about everything. We've got our Italian heritage and some recipes and all that good stuff. So we connected right away. And then after that, just kind of grew into our friendship and started hanging out. Still go to her because I need that work always. But yeah, it was, first time we met, I was like, I've known this girl for forever. She's like so beautiful, sweet, like amazing. So yeah.
See, this is why we're friends. But in any manner, we are excited because not only are we really we're like sisters basically at this point, and now we're fast forwarding a few years. Here we are. We definitely wanted to do this podcast together, and we share the NFL season together. Now, I'm not gonna push on her too hard. She is a Bills fan, but we'll leave that out.
I'm from Buffalo. You gotta be, man, right?
Yeah. But we'll let that slide because she does cheer for the Cincinnati Bengals. But so with this podcast, we're going to have so many fun guests coming up. We're going to have MLS players. We're going to have NFL players. We're going to have a little bit of everybody involved. We're even going to have some foodies. Those are my favorite people.
Oh, heck yes.
Bring it. But today, because NFL is here and tomorrow night is the Cincinnati Bengals' first preseason game, I wanted to get into who I thought, personally, the hottest NFL coaches are. Now, we have debated this because there is a list. There's a list of people that we've seen on the internet. We're like, what? Who made this list? Because that is not at all true or accurate. So what we have created is a list of who we think the hottest NFL coaches are. So Rachel, give me your first one.
Oh my gosh. We've talked about this.
Yep.
Oh, it's a struggle for me. I'm not a big coach NFL type fan. I don't know. You tell me, what do you got there?
You can see, so first of all, I've already been watching Hard Knocks. The first episode with the Detroit Lions already came out, and you see somebody like Coach Dan Campbell and you're like, nah. And that guy is literally like a year older than me. And I'm like, what? This guy is so harsh. That's not the kind of thing we're looking for. What we're looking for is like that George Clooney look. But I'm just going to say it. One of my top favorite coaches is definitely going to be Kevin Stefanski with the Browns. He looks like George Clooney. That guy, he's super attractive. And I don't care what anybody says. Like, it's a winner to me. So that's going to be one. And then I think one that is kind of new to like professional football coaching. I think so. His name's D'Anton Lynn. He's the safeties coach for the Ravens. And I'm pretty sure not a lot of people know who he is yet, but I do because I keep an eye on that stuff. So we're going to give him another spot in the hottest coaches in the NFL. And then I have one. He's going to be literally number one. I told you about him, Rachel. Green Bay Packers. I'm sorry. Matt LaFleur. Did I say that right? LaFleur. Come on. You guys, if you cannot look at the Green Bay coaching staff and not want to look a few times, you didn't look well enough because Matt LaFleur is... Anyways, all right, we're done talking about that. But if you agree, let us know. You can rate us. You can review us. You can tell me how wrong I am. You can tell me who you think the hottest coach is. And you can tell Rachel she should be looking more.
I know. I'm bad. I can't help it.
I mean, it is what it is. But I think the biggest thing for us going to the NFL season is, I think, finding that balance. And I think it is that way for anybody in this industry, is the work-life balance, because it pretty much takes over your life. And I won't get to see Rachel very much, which always makes me sad.
I know.
Rachel, tell me what cheer is like. Like, is it crazy? Like,
oh my gosh, it is nuts right now. We've talked about it. This is my day off / not day off. A day off really is never a day off for us. We're always constantly practicing. And honestly, before the season starts is the craziness. So we are consistently, whether it's at the stadium or on our own, us girls are consistently practicing, trying to get everything perfect. Obviously, being in the Super Bowl last year, there's so much high expectation for what we bring this season. So I've been on the team for 5 seasons. It's so crazy. I can't believe it. And each season has been so amazing and so different. I'm very fortunate, but this season I'm super excited about. I can feel the energy already. I don't know about you, Misty, but I mean, the fans are going crazy. They're so excited and it makes us excited. But yeah, it's definitely stressful, but it's so worth it. And then once the season starts, it kind of dies down. It's not as hectic. It always is, but it's just, you have more fun with it because we're getting to be there on game day and get to watch the games and cheer on the fans and the boys. And it's a lot of fun.
I will tell you, and actually the guys and I were just talking about this today that I was working on. Again, we're all getting prepared for this first preseason game tomorrow, but I said I used to, and I know this is terrible because, all right, I love the Bengals. I live here in Cincinnati, but we all know there was a time when it was really hard to be a Bengals fan, but I stayed locked in, just FYI. I didn't give up, but I used to love the preseason games because you could go and there wasn't a lot of people there.
Yep.
The tickets were dirt cheap back in the day. You could go and basically have your run of the entire stadium. You didn't have to fight crowds. You could get in line, get nachos like that. You didn't have to wait on anything. And I could even run to the front and see Rachel down there and wave because
take a picture, take a selfie.
Because there was nobody in between us. Now tomorrow, I guarantee that first preseason game is going to be psycho.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh no. Totally. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. We're here for it though. We are so here for it. It's our time to just have that energy in the community and everything. It's so awesome.
You know, it is a sense of community because I can remember even the guys coming to the office last year as we were getting through the playoff games and we kept winning. One of the guys said to me, I actually went to the mall today. And for the first time in all my years playing here in Cincinnati, I saw so many people in Bengals clothing, like hats and hoodies and T-shirts. I said, I'm seeing it everywhere too. Like it just became Bengals mania in no time here. So we're going to have a really fun season. But we're not just hung up on the Bengals. Don't get us wrong. All right, we're going to consider other teams too. Again,
like the Bills, you know?
The Bills. Her and her Bills mafia. It's fine. It's fine.
I can't help it. Like I said.
Right, tell me why, how long with the Bills thing? What's going on with this?
Oh my gosh. If you're from Buffalo and you're not a Bills fan, something's wrong. Something is terribly wrong. I'm so sorry. I have not jumped on any tables, so that is a thing that will never happen. But I am definitely a huge Bills fan. I was so excited last season when the Bills played Kansas City in the playoffs. Oh my God, what a game. But I was so excited because I was like, all right, the Bills are going to win this game. Bills, Bengals. Who am I going to root for? Like, what am I going to do? And unfortunately and fortunately, I didn't have to, pick. But this season, we get to play the Bills in Cincinnati, and I am so pumped for that game. I cannot wait.
Who are you cheering for? Because you cheer for the Bengals. So on that day, who are you cheering for?
I guess we'll just have to see that day, right?
She's a traitor. I'll be watching you. From the stands, I'll be watching you.
Oh, gotta love it. But yeah, no, huge Bills fan. I mean, I grew up also, you have the Bills there, you have the Sabres, and I just grew up playing and watching sports. My family had season tickets to the Sabres game. So I would go to all the Sabres hockey games, super fun. We were really, really good. We ended up making it to the Stanley Cup when I was younger, and it was just like super awesome. I also liked it back then because there were a lot of fighting and like fun stuff.
Wait, is this what you meant by getting on the tables? And like, things?
It must be a Buffalo thing.
It has to be. I don't know. You've seen the Steelers and Bengals games. It may not be Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A little volatile.
You know what? I never realized how intense that rivalry was until I moved to Cincinnati and until I started cheering. I was like, oh my gosh, that is legit. It's crazy.
I take it seriously here. So going past the stadium on Sundays is like my run route. On Sundays, that's the thing I do. I call it Sunday Run Day. And every Sunday, especially when it came to Steelers games, I remember running around where they would basically tailgate, and there were Steelers fans with flags and capes and blankets and stuff, and they were clearly separated from the Bengals people. And they were drinking. I remember seeing them drink at like 7:30 in the morning. I thought, man, Pittsburgh people are tough because that game doesn't start until 1, and they are.
You didn't go to Ohio State then.
I did not go to Ohio State. I could not believe how long these people could drink that beer all day. All day. I give it to Steelers fans just for that.
I will say, I obviously am a Buckeye. So that, team that we don't talk about, those games, I mean, that is intense. Those tailgates, when I came to Cincinnati, I was like, tailgating here is a little bit different. Yeah. Also, same with Bills Mafia too. I was like, well, okay, so here's the thing with Buffalo. The stadium's in Orchard Park. That's actually my hometown, but it's like a town. It's not like in the city. So there's really not much going on around there. There's like one small bar and the rest is like, you go, you tailgate. Cars parked everywhere. You got kegs. But the cool thing is, and I say this for any, like, if you've never been to an NFL game ever, like you have to go to a Bills game. If you could only go to one game, because the fans there are amazing. Like you could be for the other team and you're just down to have a good time. They're like, hey, come on over. Like, come shotgun a beer. Come have like some food. Come do this. Come do that. Like everybody's just down to have a good time. Party. Yeah. So
I love it. That's good spirit though. It's good team spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Love it. Well, I think in terms of that, I don't think we have any current Bills players as future guests, but I could be wrong.
We might need to add that to the list.
But I will tell you, you are going to see some of the Cincinnati Bengals on as guests in the future. So,
yes.
And we're going to have former Bengals players. So I'm really pumped about that. Some of these guys I've worked with for 6-7 years. Essentially, you just become family after a while, and it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. No, it's fun. And like, being friends with them, working with them, all of that stuff, they're like just down to earth guys, And so it's so cool to like, people see them out and about, like celebrities, like, oh my gosh, this is like, they are just like so genuine and funny. They've got some stories.
Yeah. I don't ever see that. In fact, that's what kind of inspired me to create this podcast, because over the years, these guys have shared so many stories with me. And I'm not talking about just place stories and like famous games or whatever. I'm talking stories of first roller coaster rides, first girlfriends, first everything. And I thought to myself, how fun would that be to actually make a podcast with athletes that get to share things the way that they do with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
How fun is that? So that's where sports and ish came from. And I'm not going to lie, the ish is going to carry a lot more volume. So be ready.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Because we can't ever catch up in person, we're just going to do it here in front of all you guys.
Why not?
Why not, right? All right. Well, listen, I have had so much fun on this very first podcast. Please stay tuned. We'll have another episode out very soon. And we'll let you know our first guest is going to be Greg Garza on episode 3. Get ready for Greg, one of my best friends in this world. Love the guy. Rachel's going to love him. You guys are going to love him if you don't know who he is already. So we'll see you guys so soon.